Welcome to the Mesa, the Incirrina, and the Delta between them. I'm your game master, Blaze Masterson. With us today, Oddward Friendry.
Hello, I will be playing Montgomery T. Corbier, a human rogue.
Skoo.
Hello, I play Chips Keswick, the Eladrin Arcane Trickster Rogue.
Yo, Zoe.
Hey, I play the human trio Yami.
Dear Peleus.
Hello, I'm whoever you want playing whatever you want.
Veer Seraph.
Hello, I play Davern Trunk, the human cleric.
Excellent.
Got my own character's name there.
Yeah, I'm proud of you. You really, it's a tongue twister, isn't
it? Sorry.
All right. So I think today that Odd would like to give us a recap of this last session.
Last time, we were in the middle of the desert, and it was almost. We were almost in sight of. We could see Red Mesa. We were almost there. We had about another day's travel to get there. Yami wanted some sort of spear, so she successfully went and found a Joshua tree, and then realized she had no way of turning a stick into a spear, and asked for help, and everyone in the party jumped up with suggestions of how they could make a spear, and seeing that Delta Badhand, Universal's character, might be a good ally in the future, she took him up on his offer to bite the stick into a point as a half-orc pencil sharpener of sorts. Then
Sorry,
Monty attempted to refill his acid flask with some sort of something that would be even remotely useful for anything, and could not find a thing in the barren desert. And then they arrived at nighttime at the edge of Red Mesa, and Delta dug some holes for everyone to sleep in. And as they were settling off, drifting off to sleep, they were surprised by a prospector who lived outside of Red Mesa and introduced himself as Lucky. And he offered to take them in, and he was very, very hostile and mean about it, and interrogated them about their reasons for being there. And the group said that they were traveling merchants who had been attacked by bandits and had nothing left of value or use. So he gave them a spot in the barn to sleep overnight, and he told them about Red Mesa, which had witch gangs and crooked police, and a lot of people who used magic to create water, and that's why the town was able to flourish in the middle of the desert. He also referred to the Incirrina. I can only assume he meant Incirrina, which was a society that was led by the Snake and the Accountant. The Snake, also known as the Right Hand, and the Accountant, also known as the Bookkeeper.
Snake Patrol.
Yes. They presumably do a lot of patrolling because they are in charge of, I suppose, organized crime. They do a lot of naughty stuff, and they are always looking to expand their reach and their influence. We spent the night at Lucky's, and in the morning headed off to Red Mesa, winding up around the city on the outside stairs, which, when we arrived at the gate that the stairs led to, presumably this is an unusual sight because a lady named Marge Author saw us and was so surprised that we were coming up through the stairs that no one uses because everyone comes through the train station. She came and spoke to us. We also told her that we were a band of merchants who had been attacked by brigands, and she offered to take us in. We learned that her children were Clyde and Ellie, and we don't quite yet know all that she does because we are on our way into the building where she lives and or works.
Does no one else think it's weird that we keep running into people named Lucky?
It is, isn't it?
Just a thought. What if it's the same dude?
Questions were
Maybe it's
asked
just one
about whether
huge family. One
questions
huge
were asked
family.
about possibly. There are many possibilities. Questions were asked about whether this was the same Lucky as the one you guys met on the prison transport. It is not. It is clearly a different man. The Lucky that you met on the transport had closely shaven red cropped hair. He was of middle age. The prospector you met was an old, grizzled, white-haired, bearded man.
Now,
among other differences.
seeing as how I'm a magic sort, I know that just because two people look different doesn't mean they aren't the same person. I ain't gonna be fooled by your they look different.
He did know about. He did say the second Lucky did say something about us coming from a train. Like he asked us if we were. One of the initial questions was if we'd come from a train. I don't know if he had implied that we'd we'd broken from the train, but they seem to understand that there was something going on.
There is another train that does stop at Red Mesa.
There are many trains. Yeah. The primary means of travel through the desert is trains.
Blaze has just got just mad train fetish.
Yes. Well, we played in Blood Ted's game we affectionately called Blood Camp, and Blood Ted has got a thing for tentacles. He's lots of tentacles in his game.
Fair enough.
Deep. So I think trains is a lot more. It's a lot less disturbing.
Seems like everyone in Red Mesa has been trained to think a certain way.
Yeah.
When it comes to puns, you've really got a one-track mind.
Ooh, nice.
Yes. So Marja Thor has invited you. Thanks. Marja Thor invites you all into her home. She's fussing over you like a mother hen. And she's trying to make sure that everybody's as comfortable as they can be when she invites you guys into her home, which here is an exterior view. She introduces you to Clyde and Ellie, and they are just two little fresh-faced youngsters, about 14, 15, you would say. Both of them fit in. Take your mental image of Tom Sawyer, the famous literature character, and basically do a gender swap for Ellie, and then you've got Clyde and Ellie. They're two just fun-loving youngsters with a little spirit of pranking. You notice that during the evening they try and slip whoopee cushions under your bedrolls. They're just little fun-loving, happy youngsters. They've clearly been raised well. They're well-mannered, but they do try to sneak in a fun time. Is kind of what you're able to gather from Clyde and Ellie.
Can I prank them back and I want to make it the smell of a skunk, just either for both of them actually. They both deserve this, I think. Yeah, but in a way that suggests that I don't really know how pranks work, because I just do it. There's no kind of setup. They're just oh, it smells, that sort of thing.
Done.
All
Yeah,
right.
your druidcraft prestidigitation or whatever, your druidcraft would
Yeah,
absolutely take care
Druidcraft.
of
I
that.
can cast it. Just
Yeah.
so some love.
There you go. Where a normal person would maybe say like, "Oh, pu," like go down to a child's level, make a child's joke. You make no joke whatsoever. You just make them stink. They start
Yeah.
like they start like retching because it's a lot more powerful than you intended,
Ooh.
and not
Ooh.
it's not really a good prank. It's actually like very awful.
Oh, great! Just what I was intending.
Yeah, there you go. And your host ignores it, and Clyde and Ellie like run outside to try and I don't know wash the stink off somewhere. Retching like dry retching the whole time.
Oh man, this is great.
Yeah, very very raw prank back. And
Don't teach those kids to prank.
yeah, I guess so, man. That's a tough lesson to learn. They might very well be chastened. So Marge just kind of invites you in, and there's a little bit of room on the floor for everybody's bedrolls, but you guys don't have bedrolls. She lays out like all of her blankets that she has. It's not much, but I'll be glad to put y'all out.
Oh, thank you.
It's very nice.
Now, is there anything else y'all need? I guess I can put together a little dinner. Y'all hungry?
I'm sorry, is it
I would-
dinner time?
Yeah, it's like she's putting you up for the night. It took you most of the day to climb the steps
Right,
around
'cause
the
we left
butte.
around 11 a.m.
Hmm. So she's just you guys have kind of gotten into the city, and she's fussed over you for a little bit, and
Yeah, I would. Thank you, Marge. I wouldn't say no.
she breaks out some bread and cheese.
Mhm.
That's what she's got.
I don't eat anything or drink anything.
Okay. She's got a little bit of clean water from a big jug she has in the corner.
Are we eating with Marge, or are we just like chilling on like our sort of pseudo bedroll area and just like chowing down some cheese and bread?
There's only one room in the place, really.
Okay.
So it's
All right. So yeah, a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
yeah. It's just one really tight room. There's a fire for cooking in one corner, not in one corner, on one wall. There's a big jug of water in one corner. There's a bed in one corner, and that's pretty much what she's got. It's a very humble abode. Um, no like insulation, really.
Hmm.
But she is eager to chat with you, and she after you guys have dinner, she offers to break out a little bit of wine if y'all are interested.
I thank her,
I-
abstain from the wine, and attack the cheese and bread
Mhm.
with my face.
Do
You got to roll for that, you know.
Are you proficient with face?
I don't think I am, but I'm just gonna. Well, we'll see. We'll see how this shakes out.
I also politely decline the wine.
Okay. I guess she just she says, "Oh, okay, okay," and then she puts it away. The abstain type, I respect that. Uh, and she's ready to gossip with you about the city and let you know what you're getting into here. And she keeps on telling you that you guys deserve mercy. Everyone in this world meets misfortune sometimes, and we all deserve mercy.
Hmm. Oh.
I nod.
I'm actually going to engage with her like on a sort of kind of, I guess like a more intimate level. Can I like do a religion roll to like talk about the spirits of nature and stuff like that, and just generally converse with her in that sort of manner.
I don't think there's any real need to roll. You can just do that. You
All
can
right,
just try
I'll
and
do
strike
it.
it up. She talks a little bit about it, but you get the impression that nature is not really her her first expertise, her first thought, and it's definitely not part of her religion.
Okay.
Her religion is a little bit more traditional, I suppose.
I would like to ask her sort of about her history, her family history, the history of the city, interesting places in the city, history of interesting places in the city.
It's so funny.
With my journal out, scribbling away.
Yeah, she is absolutely happy to engage you with that. She talks to you a little bit about her history. She lost her husband in a wreck at the train yard many years ago, and she herself went through a very bad accident similarly when she was traveling. But fortunately, she's around for her kids, and she is very happy about that. And kind of the conversation tends to rotate with her around her kids that she obviously adores and loves. She kind of dodges any questions about like her veil. She's not interested in explaining that little bit of her history. Because like it's been longer than the traditional mourning period for sure for her husband, and even if like she had died in that accident that was like 5 years ago, something like that.
Could I try to think about why someone, or just like mentally spitballing why someone might want to hide their face?
I mean, you don't have to roll anything for that. You can mentally spitball. Why don't you spitball with the group?
Okay.
Gang.
I don't see my gnomish fellow, whatever you want, being the most subtle person in the world. Who am I on best terms with? I'd probably say Yami, who helped me find that lizard some time ago.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna not surreptitiously at all, very obviously, sort of sidle up to her ear and whisper as best I can, "Why would she hide her face?"
It's such a small room. I can't like express this enough. Look at the size of this house in front of you. You can literally see it.
Look,
I mean, I thought that was why that was
Big
prefaced
whisper.
with "he's not subtle at all."
I just want you to know that I've got written down here under personality traits, I am horribly, horribly awkward in social situations.
Yeah, we need somebody smooth to step up, because right now it's all Yami and whatever you want, and they're both like super mega awkward.
Yeah, I'm like, I've been a hermit for like maybe 20 years, and I've not spoken to anyone, so I'm kind of bad at it. But I basically I whisper back, like, shut up. Like, she can hear us, but she can hear us. It's like, we shouldn't talk about it. Save it.
I slide in sideways and just kind of like from the side of this conversation go, have you heard the good word about Bilius? Leaning in on one elbow.
Oh goodness, do tell.
And I go, I mean, if you would like to have it on the screen, click on my character sheet where there are too many words that I wrote last time I was on.
Oh my god, I gotta peep this now.
Bilious Wineborn.
Literally way too long. This is what I spent most of my session.
Whoa. Incredible and beautiful.
This might be, me being a bit of a one-trick pony, but I want to ask Marge if like she would benefit from healing.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay,
No,
I
thank you. No,
understand.
thank you.
understand.
No, thank you, ma'am.
I just,
No, thank you.
just since you've been kind to us, I thought I'd do a good turn in this.
I appreciate the sentiment, ma'am. No, thank you. No.
Okay. All right. I retreat back to my corner to sit next
She
to
kind of
whatever
like
you want.
she kind of like puts her hand down, like kind of.
All right. I take no for an answer. I don't secretly heal her or anything like that.
Yeah,
Just
she's
out of character. I would love to see a world where the only gods that exist are the ones that we have created.
So you mean that one time our sort of glam rock party ascended to godhood plus this guy that I just made up.
And
Right.
Trashpanosaurus Rex, of
Yeah.
course.
Next game I throw. Next game I do. You guys can decide the Pantheon.
Oh my god, yes.
I will put you in charge of that.
Can I
And
give
we'll
you
shape
inspiration? Is that a thing I can do?
Oh, thanks, baby. You're a sweetheart.
Anyway,
So-
I ask Marge if there are any places where I might apply my craft is not the right word, right? This is more of a religious calling.
As you are
So
talking to her, sort of about where the bars are,
mhm.
she begins to speak, and then she is interrupted, and you hear a really serious bell ring out. It is the
Whoa.
one church in all of Red Mesa. And this bell rocks your fucking world. It is really super duper intense.
I
And
sort
it
of
chimes.
twitch because I think it's very kitschy to have such an ostentatious place of worship.
Yeah, just the conversation has to stop. It's like being on full street noise, like with an ambulance coming by almost. So she pauses for a moment, and you guys hear the one church bell, and she says, "Well, there's the church, if that's what you're talking about." And then I presume you clarify that you mean bars, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. She points you to a couple of nearby bars. There's the Golden Eagle and the Eagle and Child and the Eagle and Beagle.
The Eagle and Beagle. That sounds like a winner.
We gotta go there first.
Indeed.
Yeah, but we were all pretty tired. Like I just sleep, you know.
Mm.
Like
We gotta go there first after a nap.
Okay, yeah.
First thing
Yeah.
you want to go there first thing in the morning, huh?
Mm-hmm. That's when you pick up all the like hungover people from around. This is what I was born to do.
Oh, that is, yeah, good point. Wow. Okay. So as you guys are settling down, I talked with Universal before this session because he was really excited about coming, and then he couldn't attend. So he wants to let you guys know that Delta Bad Hand has a connection in the city with an employer he used to work at. And you guys are all penniless and equipmentless right now. One could say you've been dealt a bad hand. And can I make that pun every time? Can I just do that every time?
I mean, it's part of
No.
the characters.
Go for it.
Right. I think that should probably just fit in just about every session, really.
If you every session I'll allow, but you know this is a like once per rest sort of deal rather than.
Oh yeah. I'm good at jokes. I don't do that. I'm not actually good at jokes. Anyway,
all you need to do is tell him 3 times, and then 9 times, and then 27, so on.
God, wow, that's a very math-heavy joke philosophy. All right, so as you were laying, Delta Bad Hand tells you that he hesitates to sink this low, but he knows where there is money, a large stash of money at a restaurant that he used to work at, and he's pretty desperate for change right now, and I think you guys probably are too. He says he can't go there because they might recognize his face if there were some staff in there, which there won't be. He knows what time to come in.
Okay.
You'd probably end up doing this robbery at around 6 a.m. It's long before the restaurant opens. Nobody will be there.
So
maybe 4 or 5, maybe. Still dark. You guys in?
Are you really gonna rob a restaurant?
This is the criminal campaign, so keep in mind that you guys have secrets and backgrounds. Some of you are very close to crime, some of you are not. But Universal just says, this is where I can definitely get us money, and money is precisely what we need right now, unless we want to continue relying on this woman's generosity into perpetuity.
So I guess
You
I would be
think we're just going to
interested-
get a job? Like, you think we're going to get a job?
I would be interested in knowing the specifics of Delta's ending of employment there.
Oh, he can't really speak for himself right now. I would say that it was amicable. He tells you it was amicable. There's really no problem at all.
So if it was amicable, why would they want to just straight up hire us, or is robbing them the only way to get money?
Oh, well, you guys are literally penniless. Hiring you, I guess, could happen. If you guys want to role play restaurant tycoon, we can do that.
Oh my god.
I'm willing to do that with you. I think that sounds interesting in its own way. It is not the game I was prepared to do, but but yeah, like you guys have been kind of pushed to the edge of society right now. Like your names are mud. In fact, if you were to apply for official employment, it's quite possible that their background checks would reveal that you guys are definitely known felons in Thanatos.
Yeah,
So
because
that's another thing to keep in mind.
well, while some of us have certainly committed crime. Well, while some of us committed crimes essentially before the train incident, we have now all committed the crime of essentially escaping custody, which is not going to go down well.
Well, that and you guys were given you were found immediately guilty of the charge of burning down the bar. The Robed Stranger is the name of that bar. So
What?
in everybody's that's why you're picked out.
I thought they said we don't know who did it, so we're just gonna ship you off so we don't have to deal with it.
Right.
Yeah.
So they made you all guilty. Like they just
Collective
declared you all
punishment.
guilty.
I missed that.
Yeah, it was out of court. It was not. It was a very like this again. That society is very like think about Singapore dialed up to like 34 on a scale of 10, right? Like complete like. It is an amazing place to be. It is a beautiful, wonderful place to be. If you step out of line, you are forcefully removed from the country.
I would love to add a section to my encyclopedia called robbery advice. It's really missing from a lot of documents.
I'm curious about if Skoo's character has any robbery advice. Chips Keswick. Now we do have to keep in mind that Skoo.
Yeah, this would be robbery advice for people who are unarmed and untooled, basically.
Or near robbery.
I am actually armed, but not very terrifyingly. I am armed with basically a big shaft of wood chewed at one end to a sharp point. Like I say, 1d6 basically. I'm not wearing armor.
Faith.
So if we're in Marge Thea's house, like we can't plan the robbery, like in front of her.
No. I mean, Universal is kind of suggesting that, hey, let's go out for a smoke.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe Marge could be down.
I don't smoke. Oh. Oh.
Mm-hmm. So he's got you guys just kind of in what would be the backyard, but there's no fence anywhere. There's just like dirt. There's just like dust around.
Chips mentions that he's got some experience in getting into properties that he's not supposed to be in, but he has none of his equipment with him.
Well, I mean, you guys are able to like salvage from like Molly's place, like forks and stuff if you need lock picks. You guys
This
are
is
indeed
the saddest
unarmed.
tooling up montage I've ever heard.
Yeah, dude, you guys are in dire circumstance.
I say to the group, let's do this, but we're gonna if we're gonna do this right, and if we want to stay around here, we're gonna need disguises and some sort of plan. Like, are we gonna go this is not all that this isn't our first rodeo, but like how are we just gonna go in there and be aggressive, or are we gonna try something on the sly?
Be
Always
aggressive.
sly.
Be
Oh,
aggressive.
sly.
We're gonna get content ID matched.
Universal recommends going in at 4 a.m. and says that there'll be nobody there. So that is
Okay.
his recommendation. You guys, I guess, can do a Pulp Fiction style nobody move. This is a robbery.
No, we can't. Well, but we,
We've got a
in Pulp
pointy
Fiction-
stick.
Is anyone a master of disguise?
Between us,
here?
we've got one.
I
one
am good at
stick.
disguises, but I do not have any materials per se.
What kind of materials do you need to make a disguise? I mean, we're in the desert. Can't we just roll around in some sand and just cake
If
ourselves?
you would
in
like
sand?
to, if you would like to look
Yeah,
like
dude,
you but
roll
sandy,
around, baby.
then yes, yes, you
Sandy
can
Brothers.
You look
be my
sandy now.
guest.
Yeah.
Hey, it's hard to identify someone who's caked in sand.
Incredible.
But the witnesses would say, "Look for the person caked in sand," and they walk and see you.
All
Yeah,
right.
we wash it off
This is what we do. This is what we're gonna do. I will take the form of an animal that is fairly stealthy. Like I'm speaking, I think like a rat, because, and I speak to
Please do a horse
Universal.
instead.
Oh god, that'd be great.
Please do a horse.
But I speak to Universal. Like our Hopper buddy here maintains that there'll be no one there at that time. But we can't be too careful because we've just come to this town. We're literally, how to put it like a little bit more in character. We've just come from shit, and this will be the first good situation. So let's not fuck it up. So I'll go in there, double check that there's no one in there, and then we go in, and then we go nick it. Then we go steal everything out the register, and then we bounce. And that's how it should go down.
All right. Universal gives you guys a verbal layout of the restaurant. You have a pretty good idea of how it looks on the interior. Throws a crude map in the dust. Your job is to go in through there. There is unfortunately only one door. It is also that is the hardest part about this. But again, you roll into this restaurant at 5 a.m. Ain't nobody around this damn restaurant at 4 or 5 a.m.
Volunteer to be lookout because I'm way too nervous to be anything else.
Okay.
All right. I nominate Chips as the bag man to basically carry the stash.
Wow. Incredible.
Yeah, I don't want to touch the money basically. Or at least Yami doesn't want to touch doesn't want to get involved in the money because inside the character here, if I don't do the breaking in, I have plausible deniability.
Oh, that's cold-blooded. All right.
Yeah, we're all trying to stab each other in the back here in some degree.
Is that true?
Are we?
Are we?
That's quite the assumption.
It's the first I've heard of this.
Uh-huh.
I've
Exciting.
been nothing but a team player. Yeah, I mean,
I love this delicious drama. Tasty nugs. All right. He gives you a rough layout of the place. He says all you got to do is just run it through the front door. You have to cross the restaurant floor. You go behind the bar. There's an office back there and storage for all the materials, and the kitchen. And in that office, there's going to be just probably a straight up bag of money, to be honest.
Okay, and next question for the group. Should we do we go back inside? We should go back inside and rest, right? Because if we just disappear, saying that we went outside to have, a chat, that's going to be really suspicious. So we should.
Yeah, you guys are invited to. Universal's plan was for you guys to take a long rest and just wake up extremely early and go ahead and take care of this little business here.
Okay.
Can I?
Whatever could go wrong.
Can
Whatever you want.
See if Marge would lend me the use of a basin so I can wash my clothes.
Absolutely, she does.
Does she have a brassiere and not the kind you wear?
It's pronounced brazier. Brazier crane. Brazier crane.
Did
She does not have a brazier per se. I think that is out of her price range.
Bumera.
She's got a little fireplace that she uses to cook with, but it's definitely not a brazier.
I don't suppose I could use her fireplace to conjure an animal friend.
You could maybe find a brazier at the church. You have not been there yet.
Oh, okay.
You could also absolutely buy one at like a general store once.
Well, if there's one at the church, I mean, I don't really need. It's like a.
Well, I mean, there's no telling if the church will let you use it for an eldritch ritual.
Why wouldn't they?
So
Why wouldn't they
let
do
me
that?
just keep that
Are
in
they
mind.
not? Are they not down? Are they not cool?
Hey,
Are they not
go
hip?
to the church and find out, baby. There's mysteries afoot.
I'll go talk to your godsman.
DM,
Mm.
are there... So yeah, are any of the general stores open, like, or any place? I know that we don't have Squaddle to trade, but
You have nothing to trade, and in addition, right now it is like 10 p.m.
okay,
And
yeah.
you guys are encouraged to take a long rest, and I'll give you a long rest, even though the math doesn't quite work out. And you are encouraged to do this thing at 4 a.m. the following day, just so that you don't waste any time being penniless and broke.
Cool. All right.
Take a damn nap. A
Yeah.
very nice long nap.
All right. Everybody wants to take a long rest?
Long rest.
Yeah.
Long rest.
Yeah, there's a fade. There's a screen wipe from left to right, and you guys are so refreshed. You slept on the floor, but it turns out that sleeping on the floor is mad good for you, and everybody should do it. It's a firm belief I have in the real world and also in
Fair enough.
firm mattresses, baby. That's what you need. So,
It's quite the soapbox you've got here.
yeah, it's true. I can just preach to my choir. So at 4 a.m., Universal awakens himself quite easily, and he shakes you guys and he says, "All right, guys, time to begin this operation." And he kind of pushes you out the door.
Da-da-da-da.
Yeah,
Right
we
now it is 4 a.m. There is no sun in the sky just yet, but there is the very, very, very beginnings of a glow on the horizon.
All right. Well, are we outside the joint?
Yep. Well, I mean, right now yeah, sure. If you guys want to head straight there, if you want to take a detour and rob another place, you can do that.
Rob all the places.
I'm pretty down for that, actually. We may as well.
Rob it on the way out. How about that?
Yeah, but if we rob it on the way out, we'll be carrying so much stuff. It's going to be heavy.
I mean, that would be
We're gonna be
true
carrying
on the
one
way
bag.
there too.
We're going to be carrying one bag of money, right?
Unless there's more.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna stick with the plan and go to the go to the original joint that Delta Bad Hand is going.
All right, that's fair enough.
Don't want to everything. And also during the long rest, I have prepared a new spell which I'm gonna demonstrate now. But at least I don't have it written up on Roll20, so I have to use the bot to do this. And it is find traps. I'm standing outside the door.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you
Fancy.
sense the presence of any trap within range. The range is 120 feet. That is within line of sight. So, unfortunately, you do not have line of sight really into this. You can see a cone through the window that is in the front door.
Okay. Sugar. Is there is there how secure is the door on the front? Is there is there wood all the way down to the ground, or is there a crack underneath the door, or?
There's a small crack under the door. If you were a spider, I reckon you could get through, but I don't think a rat could.
Shit.
Could
you know my
we-
strategy too well.
Could we snort it?
What?
Could you snort the spider? Yes, you could.
No,
I
the
don't know
small-
what would actually happen to Yami, though.
The crack under the wall. It's fine.
Oh boy.
It's not even what you do with crack, dude. You don't even do that. All right, hey guys, we're gonna take a break. We're gonna take a quick break. I'm about to show my apartment.
Good luck.
Good luck. Good luck.
We've got a 20-minute break now, my friends,
Catch you later.
Okay, then.
and I'll be right back. Take care.